Glory be to Jesus Christ. Slava Jesus Christou. I'm Bishop David with the Ukrainian Catholic Church. We are people of the Eucharist. Let us continue our monthly reflections on a renewed love of Holy Communion. This month, let us reflect on the quest for the cup. Having enjoyed the summer as we begin a new school year and a new liturgical church year, our thoughts naturally turn to the Eucharist and hockey, right? The Eucharist and hockey. We don't often put them together, but they do have much in common. Let me explain. Hockey is a quest for the Stanley Cup. Youngsters in Canada are born with skates on their feet and hockey sticks in their hands. They dream of one day making it big and playing for the big teams and the chance to win the much sought after Stanley Cup. Through the years, youngsters and their parents sacrifice much in pursuit of their quest. We mustn't forget about the sacrifice we fans also make in following our favorite teams, seasons after season. And when a team makes it big and wins the cup, each player traditionally gets 24 hours to claim the cup for himself. For example, years ago, Mike Keane once presented the cup at his 100-year-old grandmother's nursing home. Joe Nundick presented the cup to his blind former professor, and Dennis Potvin presented the cup to his father who was dying from cancer. The younger players of our day tell similar stories. The Eucharist and hockey. As Christians, there's another cup we quest after, the Eucharist, the cup of salvation, Jesus' body, his blood. The quest for the Stanley Cup is beyond the dreams for most of the players that lace up their skates. It is a fleeting moment, here today, gone tomorrow. The quest for the Eucharist is within our reach, and every Sunday. And it brings with us the forgiveness of sins, eternal life, and salvation. What are you willing to sacrifice in your personal quest for the cup of salvation? For Jesus' part, he sacrificed everything, including his life. What about you? What does your sacrifice look like, so that you and your family may receive Holy Communion each and every Sunday? We are people of the Eucharist. Glory be to Jesus Christ. Slava Jesus Christou. I'm Bishop David with the Ukrainian Catholic Church. We continue our monthly reflections on we are people of the Eucharist towards a renewed love for Holy Communion. This month, let us reflect on Thanksgiving, a celebration of the family. Thanksgiving Day, celebrated in Canada in the month of October, has its historical roots in religious and cultural traditions, giving thanks to God for the blessing of the harvest and the graces received during the year. While not a liturgical feast listed among the holy days of the Church, the spirit of thanksgiving underlines everything we do as Christians. Jesus said, "Give to others, and God will give to you. The measure you use for others is the one that God will use for you." Gospel of Luke. In other words, generosity is giving from the heart, and thanksgiving is gratitude for that generosity. Thanksgiving is a celebration of the family. Whatever your family Thanksgiving traditions are, Thanksgiving is an opportunity for families to gather together, to feast and to enjoy each other's company, and is an occasion to show gratitude to God and to each other. When I was younger, I found a special card for Father's Day. Well, not exactly a Thanksgiving card, but it expressed my sentiments of thanksgiving for my father's love, guidance, and nurturing throughout my childhood. The card went something like this. On the cover, "Dad, when I think of all the food you put on the table, the clothes on my back and the roof over my head," and when you open the card, the inside read, "Why did I ever leave home?" The card was my way of thanking my dad for giving me life and helping me to grow in his love and in the love of God into the person I've become. As you gather this Thanksgiving, carry on your family traditions or start some new ones. For example, in the time leading up to Thanksgiving, volunteer time as a family at a soup kitchen, or visit a sick child or an elderly person, or invite a stranger or a forgotten relative over for dinner. At the Thanksgiving table, give everyone a chance to say one thing for which they are grateful. Include a prayer to God for Thanksgiving. Most importantly, attend church as a family to show your gratefulness to God. After all, the word thanksgiving comes from the Greek word Eucharistia, which literally means thanksgiving. Eucharist, thanksgiving. Imagine that. In the Eucharist, God gives thanks to us by sharing the gift of God's Son, Jesus Christ. In turn, we give thanks to God by receiving God's love in the Eucharist, which is Jesus' body and blood. We are people of the Eucharist.